I started playing myself when I was probably about 10 or 11, but my parents, they owned a squash court, so I literally grew up at the squash court. So yeah, I've been seeing a lot of squash since I was very young, and even when my father would still play tournaments or my brother, I would be there and just jump on court between matches and stuff. So that sort of got it going. And then once I was 10 or 11, I would do like regular sessions, and then played my first junior event in Holland, and that sort of got things going. Yeah. No, I didn't think it was going to be a career when I started. I was really just doing it for fun. I was also really into dancing when I was young, so I was still very busy with that as well. But what really got me into squash more was that there was a winner or a loser at the end of it. With dancing, it was great. You could do a very nice performance, but there was never really like a victory, or so I think that sort of made me switch to squash more and like it more once I started winning a little bit. I started really enjoying that feeling, and I think that ultimately made me choose squash over dancing. But no, until I was 17, 18, I don't think. That was only when I first started realizing it could be a career. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, as a professional player, I also had to coach on the side, to put it that way. My main priority was playing myself, but since squash is not very big in Holland, there's no funding, or sponsors are hard to get. So to make sure I could afford everything as to play my tournaments, I had to do some coaching, and luckily, with my father being a coach, I could learn from him. And then with the squash club that we have, I had like the ideal setting sort of to coach people, but still really focus on my own career as well. So I think probably from when I was 20, I really picked up coaching, and then it just started gradually building it from there. But yeah, I've always done it while playing. I think for me, the main thing would be if I can make people really enthusiastic about the game. So most people I coach, especially while playing, was amateurs, just members at the club or not members at the club. And if they would eventually become a member at the club, that would be satisfying, but that I got them excited about the game and they wanted to keep playing. So, and yeah, the most recent memory I have is that I started as national coach for the women's team last year. And then we straight away, while I was still playing, we also got the bronze medal at Europeans. So that was definitely the highlight up until now. Yeah. It's definitely a lot different than coaching at club level. I think as a national coach, it's how do you put it? When you coach them on a club level, you see them every week or every 2 weeks or however frequent they come, and you actually work towards something. And as a national coach in Holland, we don't have a program that's run weekly or anything. So it's mainly during the event, and of course I keep track of what the girls are doing, but I'm not involved in their personal development. So it's a little bit different. It's I don't know if it's different pressure. I think I just always want to do my best regardless of the level of the player. And if I can get any kind of player to reach their potential or have the right game plan when they're playing, or that's always satisfying. Well, Rowan Damming has been at our club since he was 10 or 11, and he's been working with my father. So my father is definitely his coach, takes all credit, as he should, for his achievements. But him being at the club almost 24/7 for the last, I don't know, since COVID happened, so 3 or 4 years. I've been more involved in the sense that I'm literally sharing every experience that I have from being on the pro tour, being a professional player. I just throw it at him, I talk to him all the time. telling him everything that I know. And now he's transitioning to PSA, so it's even more accurate, I would say, because I have the most recent experience playing on that. So to actually be able to guide him a little bit in that sense and help him make decisions or make aware of things, and it can be very small things in travel advice or something, but also, sometimes thinking about certain tournaments or, so I'm definitely involved, but the player that he is on court is not me. No, that my dad my dad was involved when I was playing, but less than the way he is with Rowan now. So for me, that mentor role would have really been Natalie Grinham. She lives in Holland, and I was lucky enough that halfway through my career, she decided to retire, and that was a nice opportunity for me to start working with her. So before she was already sort of a mentor and doing all the advice things to me. But then once she retired, I was actually able to get on court with her as well, which was for me very vital, I would say, in my career, to have that female perspective on my game and to learn to have that from someone who was number 2 in the world doesn't get much better than that, I would say. Yeah, as my new as I've done a lot of coaching already, but especially my new role as national coach, and I obviously needed to get the papers to back it up as well. It cannot just all be on playing experience, which is totally understandable. So the federation really wanted me to complete the course, and I was lucky that I could jump into level 2 straight away, based on my experience. So that was nice, and I actually thought it was very interesting. I didn't really know what to expect, but of course, demonstration of certain shots, or that's not that comes easy to me because obviously I've been playing those shots my whole life. But new takes on how to maybe motivate people, or new explanations how to tell people to get it better, get it right. It was actually very interesting to take that all in and also get perspective from different coaches. And it was also interesting to be in Romania and to see how it works over there and stuff. So it was actually a really good experience, I'd say. The course was face-to-face or in person. How do you say? So we all came to Bucharest. It was actually a wide range of different kinds of people, also different nationalities. So I thought that was very cool. And we did a 4-day course in Bucharest, and it was it was a nice balance between lots of talking and information just being thrown at you, and then also having the mixture of getting on court ourselves to show how we would do things, and then also we did a part where we had to do like a little group session, and we had some Romanian junior players coming in who we could work with, and I thought that was also very nice to do. I think that last part was my favorite, actually, the Romanian juniors coming in and actually also there being able to use a little bit of my own experience and not just what we had just learned in the course, because obviously sometimes it feels like that's what they want to hear, right? Like, we've been telling you this, so now you should tell them that. But in my opinion, I was able to do that, but then also add a little bit more of me, of my experience playing into that as well, which I thought was nice. Yeah, I would totally recommend it. I think if you're interested in pursuing a coaching career after, a 4-day course is doable. I could have done it while playing. I just never really thought about it, to put it that way. So I think it's definitely valuable. Also, maybe there's still things you can take for your own career, but definitely for going into coaching afterwards, it's a good thing that there are criteria and certifications to be that you should get. I think that makes it more professional as well. So once I retired, my focus shifted more towards coaching. So I balance between, I have a few shifts at the club where I just work for my parents, and then I do coaching, with just club members and all that. And then next to that, I do work for the federation. So it's my national coach role. And then on top of that, I'm also doing some stuff like on communication with all our athletes, and making sure that that part of the federation is taken care of, let's put it that way. And then I'm also pregnant at the moment, so that's also taking up some time where I need to rest and get ready for a whole new life after this. Yeah. Well, I do hope she gets to go on court, and she will go on court. Like, she's gonna spend lots of time at the squash courts for sure. But you never know if they will enjoy it or not. So as long as she enjoys whatever she's gonna do, that's great. But yeah, a part of me obviously hopes that that she will love the game as much as I do. I think my golden rule, if you want to put it that way, for a future coach is to really take time for the person. As much as we want to learn them how to play squash, there is always more to the person than just the squash side. So I think, and if you want to help develop players, or from juniors to club members or whatever, it's you need to know a little bit more about the person. So I think I find that a big part of my job as well, to be interested in what goes on in their life and what they struggle, if something is bothering them, or, and you're there for the happy moments when they win, but also on the downside when it's not going so well. So I think to always be, interested in your players more than just doing the hour of coaching and just, leaving it at that, basically.